What's going on, guys? It's the Random KC, and today I'm going to be doing another tier list video. But this time, instead of just ranking zombies maps, we're going to be ranking every single Call of Duty game. Starting at Modern Warfare, because before that would all probably be bottom of the list. Also, I've never played them, so yeah. So in this ranking video, I'm going to be basing it on all the aspects of the game. All modes, that has like campaign, multiplayer, zombies, how well the game was received, how well, in my opinion, how I enjoyed the game. And we're just gonna go through. So we have our tiers here. I'm just gonna, hold on, I thought I renamed these up. Alright, that's much better. So, should I go in order? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go in order, starting at COD 4. I think COD 4 is one of the best games. I really do. I don't think it's the best, but that's why I'm like doing a tier list, because it's just much easier to rank things off a tier list, because then you don't have to do like which one in specific. But yeah, I mean, a very strong campaign. It was definitely a big bridge from COD 3 to COD 4. Definitely a huge difference from what I know, and didn't offer that much, but it was just a simplistic game. It was simplistic beauty. I think I prefer the original game over the remaster, though. I don't know why. I think it just, something about it's just better and more authentic. But yeah, it's weird because this doesn't have as much to offer, but I think it's just perfect in its own. Plus, it was one of the beginner ones, so you can't really fault it for that. Now, World at War. I'm gonna have to put World at War in average. Now, it's hard for me because as a zombies fan, this is the pinnacle of zombies. This was the introduction, not the pinnacle, the introduction of zombies. After completing the campaign, you unlock Nocturne and Toten, and it was just awesome. But especially nowadays, you can't play the game. It's just riddled with hackers. It's insane. Plus, I don't think the multiplayer was as smooth. I mean, it is a much older game. I think COD 4 was a lot cleaner. But yeah. Alright, so after putting Modern Warfare 2 at best, I think I had to drop Modern Warfare, or COD 4, whatever you want to call it, only because of its lack of things, like I said. And Modern Warfare 2 just takes what Modern Warfare has: a great campaign, good, strong multiplayer, but adds missions in survival mode, which were very good in this game, I believe. I think Modern Warfare 3 did it better, but Modern Warfare 2 still introduced it, which gives it a lot more to have than COD 4, so I think it's unfair to have them on the same level there. Alright, Black Ops. Probably my favorite game. Black Ops 1. Just, I don't know, there was some like sort of like a glossy feel to like all the textures. I don't know why, it just kind of seems like that. Everything seems like it has a bit of gloss on it, but it's very strong zombies mode. The campaign was great. Probably arguably one of my favorite multiplayers of all time. I just think it's a perfect game. And also it introduced Dead Ops Arcade as well as another bonus mode. So yeah, very fun. Now, I hate to do this, but I think I'm going to put Modern Warfare 3 down at average. I don't think it was as strong as the other two. I mean, it did carry a lot of what Modern Warfare 2 had, but I just don't think it hit that same level as the other two. It was a lot of fun though. I did enjoy it. I think the survival might have been better in this one. Debating between average and good now. I think I'm gonna leave it in average. It was just a balanced game. I don't think the campaign was as strong as the first two. But yeah. Alright, Black Ops 2, also gonna go straight to best. Black Ops 2 is amazing. I don't think the campaign's as strong as Black Ops 1, but still very good. I think I enjoy the multiplayer in Black Ops 2 better than the most. And a very flipsy zombies, but still enjoyable nonetheless, with some of the worst maps and the best. I love Black Ops 2. It's one of my favorites of all time. And now we hit, as you can see, the older games like to take the top spots a lot more, but everything new, I should have done them out of order, because everything else is going to go in the bottom half now. pretty much. We're just gonna leave that there. I hate Ghosts. It's probably my least favorite game of all time. There's the campaign. The campaign was alright. Multiplayer wasn't too bad. It's not that great, but Extinction was god awful horrible. We don't ever speak about that. Now, Advanced Warfare. Actually, I'm gonna put Advanced Warfare in, and here's why. It innovated, and that's something I like. It innovated. It tried something new. It didn't work, and unfortunately, it carried on for kind of another 2 years in a different extent. But the reason I'm putting there, the campaign was alright. The campaign wasn't too bad. But it was just the multiplayer was tedious. The survival was terrible. No one liked the survival in this. And zombies was alright. I think the first map was the best. Everything after that, not as much. Except for the fourth map. The fourth map wasn't bad. But overall, it was just the supply drops. It just didn't work. I hated it. The supply drop system was terrible. I remember YouTubers were going bankrupt on this game. Alright, Black Ops 3. Personally, I think Black Ops 3 is a really good game. Now, this is a bit biased because I love the zombies in this, especially once they added Zombies Chronicles. There's so much zombies content, like 13 maps or whatever on one disc, or one game. It was awesome. However, there's no way it could be up here. There's no way. I think what Black Ops 3 did good, though, is it took Advanced Warfare's, like, clunky, like, sharp movement system and kind of refined it a bit. Made it a bit smoother with the jetpacks rather than, like, a full, like, air cannon. It was more like a thrust. So whatever. So you more, like, glided around rather than just, like, sharp movements everywhere. So I think that worked really well. The multiplayer, it was alright. It wasn't the best. Obviously, I think out of the 3 futuristic games, I think Black Ops 3 take the lead on those. And yeah, I mean, not too bad. But yeah, definitely not a fan of the campaign. No, we don't talk about the campaign. But also, they technically added 2 campaigns in this game. They added Nightmares, which nobody cares about, but it was something different. They added Free Run, which is a cool way to get practice the movement system. It's just too bad they didn't update it or ever add any new levels. And they added Dead Ops Arcade 2, which was a fun thing to do. So yeah, that's why I think it's just Black Ops 3 has a lot to it, which is one reason why I'm putting it so high up. Infinite Warfare. Yeah, nope. We all can just tell by it being one of the most disliked YouTube videos of all time. I think like in the top, at least the top 20 most disliked videos of all time. And the campaign did not like, not a fan. The multiplayer, the problem with this game is the multiplayer felt very Black Ops 3-esque. Like it felt like I was almost playing the same game. It's slightly different, yeah, but I honestly think I'll enjoy Black Ops 3 a bit more. And then Zombies in Space was awesome. The ultimate boss was good, the Metastopheles. After that, everything went to shit. Everything. I'm not a biggest fan of Raiden Redwoods. Shaolin Shuffle's too glitchy, and then Radioactive Thing and Beast from Beyond are just terrible. But yeah, not a strong game. World War II. This one's hard. I'm gonna put it in average, and here's why. It was the first game to move away from the whole like futuristic feel and actually went way back to the oldest taken place game since World at War. And I think it had a very strong knowledge. The hype around this game is real. The campaign, I loved the campaign again. One of my favorite campaigns in all of Call of Duty, along probably with COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2. But the problem with this is the zombies mode was very flawed. It was very weak zombies mode. They did innovate a bit with the headquarters and multiplayer. That was a cool innovation. That was kind of like a free hub where you can just roam around. They had the 1v1 pit. That was a cool addition. But I think the problem with this game is the DLC cycles didn't work. The launch game, great. anything they really added after, I don't think really worked. Especially then, that's when the Battle Royale trend started. So Fortnite was growing, all those games were growing, and just put World War II in the back seat. So yeah, Black Ops 4. This one's tough, because Black Ops 4 is a bit of a different variable here. Because, let me put it down for a sec so I'm not dragging it. Black Ops 4 is a bit of a different variable. Because it's the first Call of Duty game that didn't have a campaign. Or at least out of these. But it was the first to introduce Battle Royale, Blackout. Which, I'm honestly, in my opinion, I enjoyed Blackout. I think I played more of the beta than I did the regular game with Blackout. I don't know why. Blackout just wasn't as strong. They tried to make it fast paced, but I'm thinking to make it fast paced, it just relied on too much vehicle travel. Even in the trailers for the game, it always showed so much vehicle. Like they put like one about like a map change or whatever, like a Blackout, when it was like a free weekend or whatever for Blackout, and it was just the whole trailer was literally just vehicles. It was ridiculous. So I don't think it worked. It wasn't bad, it was just, I don't think it wasn't for me, this game. Zombies, it was flawed. We all know the problem. It was a whole different system. I'm gonna give it average just because they tried. With zombies, they tried to innovate. But unfortunately, it did not work. Nobody appreciated it, but they tried. They tried something new. That's why I didn't put Advanced Warfare in trash. They tried something new, and it wasn't received well. The multiplayer was probably the strongest point of this game. It's still not great. I did like how they made like a limit to specialists. I mean, yes, some people would argue it's like, oh, this person took my specialist, but at the same time, you didn't have to worry about like the same, like a team of all of one specialist, because that sucks. And it was interesting to see the merge, like what from Black Ops 3 had with the specialists. But another thing about Black Ops 4 is it was just unoriginal. Besides, in like multiplayer, there's nothing new. It was literally, even the cover says it all. It's the same. About 60% of the specialists in the game are carried over from the Black Ops 3. I'd say about 30 to 40% are new. And see, I make a strong point on why the game should be higher up, and then I make another point why it should be lower. I'm gonna leave it an average. Actually, no, I'm not. It's going to Modern Warfare. Point where everybody's gonna want to punch me in the face. Average. I said it. You can fight me. So, my thoughts with this. Storage. This game, you literally can only have this game if you have everything installed. Unless you have like a terabyte. My PS4 is a 500 gigs. If I have everything installed in this game, I can't have anything else. Also, the missions and survival are literally terrible. The missions are like impossible to complete. They're so ridiculously hard and they're terrible. They have like no fluidity to them. And the freaking survival is just not enjoyable. I was so hyped for it because I'm like, oh, the Modern Warfare 2 and 3 survival missions, that was so fun. No. These are terrible. Because Modern Warfare 2 and 3's missions, they felt more like mini campaign missions. Like there were some like stealth ones even. I think Modern Warfare 2 even had one where it did the snowspeeder chase that they had. But it was just bad. Multiplayer is very good in this game. I do like the multiplayer. Except lately it's been filled with so many sweats. It's ridiculous. Like I think it's probably the sweatiest COD game. Especially with Warzone. Definitely sweaty. Warzone was a good point to this game. That was a good addition. It's just a shame it didn't come at launch. They had to wait, and it is free to play, so I don't want to include it that much because you don't actually need to own Modern Warfare to play Warzone. I don't think the campaign was that good. I'm not the biggest fan of the campaign. It was good, but I don't think it compares to either of the Modern Warfare games. I think all three of its predecessors, because this is technically a prequel to the other three games, But I think all the other 3 games in terms of campaign stand above it. Easily. So yeah, that is my full tier list right there. So, make sure to subscribe down below. Let me know what tier list you want me to do next. I'm thinking about maybe doing what was I gonna do? I'm thinking about maybe doing a Fall Guys tier list next, or even just a ranking video on all the stages. And yeah, I'll talk to you all.